Hey, welcome to another live code hangout. Today we're going to start a new open source project. It's a binaural beats generator using JavaScript, the web audio API, and just plain old HTML and CSS. We may add some basic CSS library to help give us something to work with, but the philosophy driving this project is simplicity. So I'm going to keep it very minimal. I'm going to try to avoid any build tools, no build tools at all, just vanilla and CDN, whatever I can load from a CDN. So no TypeScript, no Sass, no Bulma or other CSS frameworks that need a build tool. Yeah, so let's start. We are going to use, though, Claude, and so simplicity. It helps us move faster and build our ideas quicker. So what are binaural beats, and do they help with relaxation? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's pseudoscience, but it's an interesting project, and I'm hoping that I can build a few of these projects to help people, relax, sleep better, cope with stress, type of things like that. See how the effects of audio and maybe some multimedia, some visual accompaniment can combine to help us. So binaural beats are an auditory illusion where two oscillators slightly detuned from each other are played simultaneously, with one perceived by each ear. The brain mixes the audio from each ear, and the listener perceives a beating effect that isn't actually there. It's a well-studied phenomenon. It's gained interest. And there's YouTube channels and things like that. So we need headphones for these binaural beats. We're going to use Claude. We use the web audio API to generate the audio. Visual and other impairments. Not exactly sure. So we'll use accessibility features so that the application can be used to augment the interface and all interactive elements, and the UI should be streamlined and easy to use with pleasing aesthetic. What else is the main idea? Let's start here. Dive straight into the code. I was thinking, should we write a README and explain what binaural beats are? We probably will do that. All right, let's create a simple binaural beats web app. So we can see Claude has these artifacts on the side, and it's just creating an HTML. So we're going to create an index.html. Wow. It looks like it's actually just going to run right in the browser. Oh man, it works. That's true. live stream's over. Complete. Oh my gosh, 5 minutes in, I did more talking than coding. Let's go through it though, we'll check it out. So we're not going to add localization or anything like that, but we'll separate out the styles and stuff like that. So it's just, and it's got to stop function, and it just works. Everything just looks good and works. Yeah, and it even it makes sense from a user experience perspective too, because it's like rather than having you define two frequencies and do the math, it just says, hey, choose your base frequency. Ooh. Ah. There we go, we got a bug. Boom, uncaught error. It's using relative. I mean, this is really good style too. So let's try again. It does feel weird. Wow. I'd like to add a visualizer to this too. With P5JS probably. Man, it's good. I just did it. It works. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll commit this. Whoops. Create a branch. Commit that. Let's add one thing that might be helpful. Now, one thing I'm curious, so since this is all in one artifact, you know, we can preview that. But if I were to split this out into separate files, which is conventional, you know, for maintainability, I'm not sure that the preview would work, so that's a little bit of a trade-off with this. The artifacts is a cool thing, but I don't know if that it can combine them very well. And I see the appeal of TypeScript here. These type annotations are a bit awkward. Well, I won't go with the JS doc. I'll roll that back. Later we'll think about that. Discard it. This is cleaner this way. Unfortunately, I do like typed Python quite a lot. And I look forward to when JavaScript gets first class static typing support. Okay. Okay, we'll revert those changes. And to save on the context window a little bit, let's see if we can move the CSS to a separate artifact. So here's the CSS artifact. There's the HTML and JavaScript artifact. If it works, then that'll be, yeah, see that. So I was thinking it doesn't really link them together. So I can't split out the code. So that's another downfall of working in the Claude user interface with the artifacts. It will render JavaScript, HTML, and CSS like in context, but you can't split them out. So at some point I will need to just move this down to my local development environment and start running it there with, like, maybe I can get a hot reload or something like that going on. So let's just do that. So we'll split it out real quick. I see. And then a little bit shorter. So I will add some accompanying visualization. That might be nice with a toggle. But he's even got a drop shadow. This is so nice. Just pure CSS JavaScript. HTML. Okay. All right. So that works. Script, styles, plural. Okay, I got it. Sounds good. Now we're cooking. Separate the concerns. All right. So let's go ahead and publish this branch. We will merge this initial one. We'll publish this on GitHub pages. And I'll be right back. I'll take a quick break. I don't want to detract from what we've already got, but let's see if we can actually just get this hosted on GitHub Pages. And real quick, if we go to settings, we don't need wikis, issues are good. Maybe sponsorship, preserve that. We will, discussions are good. We don't need projects. What I'm looking for is pages. And the main branch, the root directory, if I save it, and then we just go to does that work? Saved. Let's see. Yeah. That's the beauty. Just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, no build step, nothing, just it works. Keep it simple, and man, you can just go fast. You can move fast. Cool. Let's see. I think that's about it. So it's only a few lines of code, and I don't want to overcomplicate it. It's so elegant, so simple and elegant. Hour in. I have an idea for another project. We could move to that. But here's an idea. Well, we need to improve the README, and people who are interested in binaural beats aren't so maybe interested in the hertz, like sort of what it is, how many cycles a second is more scientific, and we're interested in kind of ranges of hertz. So even from a user experience perspective, this is, while one from one angle at least, it's simple because I just think in how many hertz I want it to vibrate and bass frequency. That's pretty easy to grok. it's not really aligned with like some of the people's expectations. So let's work on another feature then. One is we're going to just improve the README. Various, I don't want to be too pseudoscience-y, but you know, delta theta brainwave states. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma. Avoid pseudoscience. Oops, shoot. Pretty good. Ooh, yeah, that's right. We got a live preview here. I forgot about that. So good. All right, so let's check it out. So yeah, just gonna read through it, but the web application generates, and notice it's using correct heading levels. This is great. I think GPT-4 finally is doing this, but you know, so many people don't. Even GitHub itself doesn't use correct headings in the Markdown. It's a big peeve of mine, but it's not a big deal. It is from an accessibility standpoint a bit of a deal though. This web application generates binaural beats, a type of auditory illusion created when two slightly different frequencies are played separately into each ear. The app allows users to adjust the bass frequency and the beat frequency, providing a customizable audio experience. And you know, for accessibility, I should have a visual component here. It's interesting. The illusion, though, you can create the visual illusion, perhaps. Well, then it's not a visual illusion when you combine the waves. I'm not sure. You adjust the bass frequency and the beat frequency, providing a customizable audio experience. The primary purpose of this project is to demonstrate the concept of binaural beats in an interactive web-based format, provide a tool for those interested in experimenting with different frequency combinations, serve as an educational resource about auditory perception and brainwave states. History, background in binaural beats. Binaural beats were discovered in 1839 by Heinrich Wilhelm Dove, a Prussian meteorologist and physicist. However, it wasn't until the late 20th century that they gained popularity in the context of potential cognitive and psychological effects. Interesting. How binaural beats work. When you hear two pure tones of slightly different frequencies separately in each ear, your brain perceives a third one. This perceived tone is the difference between the two frequencies and is called a binaural beat. For example, if a 300 hertz tone is played in one ear and a 310 hertz tone is played in the other, the perceived binaural beat would have a frequency of 10. Hypothetical uses. Proponents of the binaural beat suggest that various potential applications, including relaxation and stress reduction, improved focus and concentration, sleep aid, meditation support. Nice. And these are some other areas I'd like to experiment under this idea, this umbrella of alchemical cycles. Sort of what kind of apps can we build, auditory apps and experiences, trying to, publish these as open source interactive experiments. It's important to note that while many people report subjective benefits from listening to binaural beats, scientific research on their effect is ongoing and results are mixed. Brainwave states and binaural beats. Different frequencies of brainwave activity are associated with the various states of consciousness. Some researchers and practitioners have explored using binaural beats to potentially influence these brainwave states. Here's an overview of the commonly discussed brainwave states. Delta, 0.5 to 4 hertz, associated with deep, dreamless sleep, hypothetical applications promoting deep relaxation or sleep. So getting down at 0.5 hertz might mean slight tweak, because we're stepping in whole integers up to 40 hertz. Which is then becomes audible. Hey, Anna, welcome. How are you doing today? Are you interested in binaural beats or web development? I'm doing pretty good. Can't sleep, so I'm up doing some live code. You know what I need? Here is a dark mode. I just realized people are using this. If they're trying to sleep, they're going to be looking at a big bright screen. You might want to put on some binaural beats. Oh, and a timer. Yes. Okay. I got to capture these ideas before they get away. All right, so let's do some quick backlog grooming. Sorry, how about now? It's the binaural beats we're playing. Can you hear me now? Is it better? So yeah, we'll commit this. Let me get some. Dark mode would be a good one. Okay, should I turn it up, or what's the, is it too quiet? It looks like it's registering pretty loud. What's up? How are you doing today? So will UI just like between different brainwave states and course. the min max for the beat frequency. Using p5.js. More immersive. Now here's an interesting one. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Having a bit of trouble sleeping, so I just have been tossing these ideas around in my head around how we can use music, sound, and multimedia for kind of like healing and wellness. And so I'm kicking off a couple of projects here. The binaural beats was kind of like a low-hanging fruit one. I've been researching a bit about the web audio API and seeing how we could generate, different tones and sine waves and stuff like that. But yeah, what kind of hobbies do you got? You build any do web applications or do music or any creative pursuits? So here's an interesting one. So then the binaural beats are sort of like a static tone, but it would be kind of cool if we could use Brownian motion and have them sort of modulate within some kind of a range. Brownian motion mode. So then we want a timer. To automatically turn off the sound after. So we're going to just create some GitHub issues real quick. So these are all coming up. I am from Finland. Let's see, how's this chat looking? Maybe if I bring the chat up a bit. It's a bit hard to see. Yeah, where are you from? What time is it in your neck of the woods? It's just after midnight here. All right, so now we've got a new artifact with some basic feature requests here. And then what I'll do, Florida. All right, nice. I grew up in Florida. I've actually been thinking about Florida a lot lately. Cool. All right, so we'll create our first issue. Implement dark mode. Well, yeah, we'll need like a dark mode toggle, I think. Yeah, of course. Yeah, welcome. It's good to see familiar names. On the Twitch, I think, yeah. I haven't been streaming a lot lately. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Okay, so issue number 1, implement dark mode. And I'll label these as like good first issue, help wanted, and people can pick them up if they're interested. So we can do that like this. Enhancement, good first issue, help wanted. Implement dark mode for better sleep promotion. Consider automatically switching to dark mode based on user's system preference or time of day. Cool, interesting. Toggle switch. Yes, that'll be a little bit of JavaScript. Dark color scheme. Nice. Yeah, do you ever do any web development or programming? We can check out how to use AI to sort of like accelerate, if we've got an idea, how to get the idea out into the world faster. I've been having some pretty good success using like Claude and GitHub Copilot. They're pretty cool. And now I'm focusing in on some projects that are more close to my heart. Enhancement, good first issue, help wanted. Digital artist, well, that's cool too. Yeah, and you know, code is like one of the forms of digital art, of course. So, yeah, what kind of digital art do you make? In fact, you know, code goes good with digital art, and these projects I'm making are sort of oriented towards digital art. I'm starting with audio because that's my background. So what I've been doing is sound and audio design, but I'm going to incorporate some visual aspects, some animations. Like I intend to start working with some shaders and other visualizations. Okay, cool. What kind of stuff do you make? Six years. Okay, so you've been working at it for a while. Cool. What got you into digital art? Brownian motion. Do you use any like, what kind of digital tools do you use? Is it like graphics, animation? Portraits, visual novels, streaming stuff, VTuber models, business stuff. Cool, yeah. Yeah, I just got a new VTuber graphic today. This is a digital graphic hit around my, my little video thing. It's got like swirls. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's got a little bit of grungy edge on there. Kind of neat. Looks like the bottom of like an aluminum can. Do you publish your assets to like any content communities or stores or anything like that? Okay, enjoy your food. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. So we'll commit the README. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's got a disclaimer. Interesting. I think I will start with the dark mode toggle because I really need dark mode. I already have it on all my screens. It's already a big bright flashlight shining in my face generally while I'm working and stuff. So let's go with that. Let's see what we can get from Claude, if Claude can help us out here. So yeah, now we'll go back to our binaural beats. And another app I want to make is like a white noise or a pink noise, or sort of a noise generator, different shades of noise, and modulating that noise. And maybe like thinking a few steps down the line, I might kind of combine these into a meta app of various audio treatments and some kind of visual some visual element tying them together. All right, so there's our README. I don't have any like unit tests. I'm not sure really if that'll be a thing here. Okay, let's work on the dark mode toggle. A user-friendly toggle switch. Now this is going to be a bit of a challenging one. I'm not using any user interface libraries, so let's see if how far we can get with just vanilla CSS. Should we add icons though, I think? I don't know if we need the whole Bootstrap icons library. That's a bit of overkill, but let's see what it does. So it's actually generating some SVG, interestingly. Huh. Crazy. Okay, so now we got a separate style there. And I guess it's just going to apply the class or pseudo class to the body. Crazy. This is so cool. So it's a checkbox, which is basically a toggle. All right, so we'll go style, script, and index. So I have this script here, so let's start with that. Ah, yeah, dark mode toggle. We'll open a pull request for these. And it's using 4 spaces. So it's like Python, JavaScript. Okay, anyway. Here's the CSS with dark mode toggle. And the HTML with a dark mode toggle button. Now what happens if I refresh? Oh, that's on GitHub. Let's refresh my local host, which is no longer running. There we go. It just works. It just works. It looks really good. I mean, I can't get over this. This is so fun. And it just helps you get your ideas like into reality so quickly. Simple and small ideas, but I'm also using it to make some pretty complex ideas. The workflow changes with the complexity of the project, and you have to break down the task and provide the right context. But it's feasible, and there's a combination of tools you can use You got Claude, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot, of course. And then in the GitHub user interface, we have Copilot. I forget what it's called. Workspaces. So far, we're getting along pretty good with just Claude. And look at these little SVGs. All right, there's our dark mode toggle. Let's make sure the code still works. I like it. So it's pretty much just one commit. Binaural beats generator. The one thing is I don't know where this SVG came from. So let's see if we can find that moon icon on the web. Tailwind CSS. So it's out there on the web. Yeah, Moon SVG download. So it just straight plagiarized. So I can't really do that. Well, this is verbatim. Interesting. And yeah, I don't know where feather icons, okay. As long as I give credit, let's ask Claude. Gotta give credit to the original authors and make sure I'm not violating copyright in fairness. I mean, this whole code could be in, some degree violating copyright, but the art is definitely something we want to be careful about. Sun and moon icons from feather icons. It knows. Crazy. No UI slider. Let's see if these links are correct. Yes. And feathericons.com. Really nice. Okay. 287 icons. Very cool. All right, so I feel better there. that we are giving attribution. And, I can't tell, like, I think this is just sort of factual, that this is how you do dark mode toggle. I mean, this isn't necessarily some kind of proprietary thing. Cool. Yeah, light and dark mode toggle. Publish that branch. Create a pull request. Sometimes it glitches out. But let's see if I just open it. We have another little AI helper here. All right, that's a good one. Welcome back. So basically we've got a working dark mode, light and dark mode toggle, and updated the docs. Yeah, I do a little bit of music in my spare time, a few albums, and been working on some more audio related stuff lately. So it looks like Claude is fixing this bug now with script.js. Okay, so this is deprecated. All right, I'm gonna have to switch to a new chat soon. Now we will reload everything. Light and dark toggle work. And we'll check our differences. Yeah, we're just syncing the state. What kind of music do you listen to? You got any favorite artists or genres? Set the initial state based on the system preference. Pins and event match media. Window interface match media method returns a new media query list. It can be used to determine if the document matches the media query string. Interesting. Match media. So it's looking at prefers color mark. Matches. Okay. Interesting. And we toggle so we keep the state. So we're doing a bit of manual state handling. That's where your code starts getting kind of complex, but we're less than 100 lines and mostly just, well, yeah, I mean, we're doing quite a number of things. We're toggling sound and dark mode, so doing all that for 100 lines is not too bad. And each of these functions are fairly small and easy to grok. Eminem and Lana Del Rey, yeah, nice. Okay, so there's that improvement, and then the dark mode will lacks proper ARIA labels for accessibility. Nice. So this is another generative AI type thing, reviewing my code and offering some pretty high level suggestions, actually. Yeah, I've listened to a bit of Eminem. But not as much Lana Del Rey. I'll have to check her out. Yeah, I've seen a couple of her music videos on YouTube, for example. Yeah. Interesting. So I've got a few things here. So let's go ahead and get this. HTML improvement. Still only a few lines of HTML. We'll see what changed there. Also, this is a nice workflow because I can see the exact changes in the diff view. Actually, quite a lot changed there. Indentation, it looks like. And then we're going to add a little bit of some accessibility semantics. Dark mode label, and then we're going to hide that under visually hidden in our CSS so that the label doesn't appear. Toggle mode right here is appearing, and then that's important for accessibility, but it's not. But it's actually detracting from the user experience for oh, that's clearing up for people who aren't visually impaired. So let's see. Save that. Ah, there it goes. Now it went away. Nice, still working. And then there was one thing. It made a change to the JavaScript. To further enhance user experience, we can update our JavaScript to announce the mode change and this function in your JavaScript file. These changes will significantly improve the accessibility of the dark mode toggle, making the app more inclusive and usable for all users, including those relying on screen readers. Thank you for bringing out this important concern. Okay, and I'm going to have to, this is going to tell me I'm in a long chat, so this is my programming. How long have I been into it? Well, I started kind of learning programming around 2005. So almost 20 years I've been into it. But I didn't really start programming. I did a little bit of programming around 2008, and I've been doing web development since around 2008. Mainly managing web pages, but some code, not as much as just like learning to use content management systems, deploy databases, set up websites, help train people to use them, working for like small nonprofits and stuff. But I've been programming like full time for around 10 years. Yeah, it's been something I've been interested in for a while, like open source, for example, has been a passion of mine. So we're going to add these two functions at the end of our JavaScript. So that's why I sort of try to do these things as open source on GitHub if I can. And then we want announce mode inside of the toggle dark mode, which is why I'm really grateful for these tools, generative AI, because it just makes it so much easier to share and to be creative. Pretty cool. Wow. And doing stuff like beyond what I'm capable of or what I know about, like this type of stuff, like really deep web standards and accessibility stuff is pretty interesting. So let's say we added accessibility. Let's synchronize those changes. But yeah, I'm getting kind of tired now. It's about 1 a.m. here. I'm not usually up, well, sort of I have been. I do music usually around this time of night. If I can't sleep, I've been working on an album, which I just published one of the songs today. I've got, I think, 3 songs now published for this album. Okay. Add preferred color scheme. Well, there are just little improvements here. Yeah, that's cool. Is it suitable for stream? I can check it out real quick. If you send me the link. So I'm not sure exactly what changed here. This is a bit of a tricky one now. We're getting it towards the end of our context limit. Okay, cool. I can check out, let's see, Discord. I should probably split out these the JavaScript into audio related JavaScript and dark mode related stuff. Okay, I sent you a friend request. So let me think here. Okay, dark mode root. Preferred color mode dark. Okay, now let's update our JavaScript to work with the new CSS setups and to properly handle system preference changes. So audio context oscillator consts. Toggle dark mode. Okay, so that's there. Base frequency input, toggle button, dark mode toggle. Add event listener, got those. Set theme is not there. So we need the function set theme. Right above toggle dark mode. And then toggle dark mode now looks like this. Announce mode. Okay, very cool. Let's see. All right, cool. It's the automatic, it's the default emoji. Announce mode, set theme. And here we're just using the set theme. All right, I'm just gonna have to refactor this a bit so it's, yeah, it's sure. Let me see your link to the website. Let's see the, where do you use DeviantArt or where do you share your artwork? So we'll just make sure everything's working here correctly still. Okay, there's some weirdness. Oh. I wonder if it's supposed to do that. Behance. Okay, cool. Cool. Behance. Arc Vision. Kissimmee, Florida. Nice. So I'm not super confident in this, and I'm noticing the flashing. This announce, which is not a big deal. And it's doing that on purpose. But it might be that it is, it's supposed to be a hidden element. Let me double check the style. Visually hidden isn't being applied, maybe. It's just creating a div though. So that should be ARIA Live, polite, dark mode enabled, pin child. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like you got Twitter. Damn Twitter, I hate Twitter. I'm stopping using Twitter. Okay, you got some like a lot of assets and mascots and streamer pack. Okay, crazy. Nice, and then these are panels that can appear around the bottom of the screen. Oh yeah, and I got these a couple of these screen intermissions starting soon. Puke box. PDF Wolfson. PDX. Nice. Sage Master. Very cool. So like a lot of vector graphics. Gaming logo. Cool. Business logos. Nice, really elegant. Yeah, it seems like you got a pretty good business going on. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. Pathway Medical Health. How is the Behance marketplace? Is that pretty good? Do they offer good commissions there, or is there a lot of activity? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new chat. And I'm going to what I'm trying to do now that the ARIA Live announcement div is hidden from non-visually impaired users. Causing UI to reflow. Yeah, my pleasure. It's cool to look at other people's work, checking it out. So do you do mostly freelance work, or have you considered working for like an agency or something like that? And it looks like you got you've been doing it pretty long, and you got pretty good design skills there. Okay, there's visually hidden in screen reader only. And then now to do the JavaScript with this new class. In your script.js, modify the announce mode function as follows. Announce mode. Copy this. All right, so now we'll refresh. Toggle, looks good. Screen reader only. We'll synchronize these changes. Let's refactor this. Okay, yeah, so it's like a full-time gig and it's able to put food on the table. That's really important. That's cool though that you're able to use your artistic skills for a full-time or for some providing for your family and whatnot. That's nice. How big is your family, and do you have many relatives where you live? Okay, so we got dark mode JS. It's using camel case. And audio JS. So we're going to do that. And then dark mode JS. And that way our prompt in the context window can stay more clean. And then we just do this in our HTML script. Looks good. And then if that works, then I'll just delete the other one. Boom, boom, boom. Go to F12 and just double check. If I refresh the network, we've got style CSS and our JS audio in dark mode. A script JS should no longer load. So in fact, I'm going to delete that now. Move that to trash. And if I do another clear cache and reload, well, it's sort of, this is something different. Chrome extension, constant script. All right, cool. It's different. One brother, mom and dad, and grandma. Okay, cool. So everybody's living kind of close together. That's really good. Is your brother older or younger than you? How does your relationship with your brother? Do you have a sibling rivalry, or do you look out for each other? Very cool. This is working and coming along nicely. I'm just going to do a little bit more. So I'm getting really good feedback from this PR review bot. It's essentially error handling for audio context creation. Might be a good one. Persist the user's dark mode preference using local storage. All right, I can see the value in that. Let's just commit these changes real quick. Refactor. To better organize the scripts. Push those changes up. Younger rivalry is going great. Okay, cool. So you got to kind of look out for him, though. Well, it's a tricky one. I was adopted, so I was raised as an only child. I have a half brother, but he was raised. We were raised apart. So, yeah. Persist users. Storage mode. But it's cool. When we've hung out and we've known each other growing up and everything like that, we just weren't with each other most of our lives, and we're still pretty far apart. We're like a continent apart. So yeah, it's good to have family nearby. I recognize the value of that for sure. Even when you don't get along. Very cool. So if I reload it, it's still working, and if I, oh, it's not working. Okay, so it broke. With this change, it broke. Let me double check here. Okay, actually it's not working at all. So there's the problem. Fill the little resource. I need a favicon. Let me see if there's anything in my console. I don't have any errors in the console. Dark mode toggle has stopped working. Oh, darn it. I believe we're, so with the current thing, it should be going in the right direction. Doesn't switch to light mode when toggling the switch. Apologize for the oversight. Let's debug this issue and fix the dark mode issue. Let me grab a little bit of water. I'll be right back. Whoa, hey, welcome to the chat, everybody. realize there's 4 people hanging out here. Nice. So yeah, let's see. Here's the key changes. In set theme, we now store Boolean value as a string in local storage. Okay, so we cast to a string. It ensures that we're storing either true or false as a string. In the get initial theme function, we compare the stored value. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if local storage doesn't store Booleans very well or something. Correctly interprets the stored. I see it interprets it as a Boolean. We've removed the redundant setting dark mode toggle check after calling set theme. The initial setup set theme already handles this. The dark mode now correctly toggles the theme by checking the current state of dark mode class. All right, all right. So let's see what we got here. Mouse is glitching. No, it stopped working. Dang it. It stopped working when I refactored it. Dark mode is there, so that's working. The toggle is working. That's the one. Or is there a way of getting it to work? We shouldn't display a toggle and for it not to work. That's confusing UX. Okay, so it's just getting more specific here. So if the media prefers dark mode, but the class is there, then don't. Makes sense. So yeah, let's see what it says. All right, causing conflict. You're right to point out we should modify the approach to work in harmony with the JavaScript toggle. Here's what we can do. Instead of removing the media query entirely, we can modify it to only apply when our JavaScript hasn't set a preference. We'll introduce a new class that will override the media query when the user has made a manual selection. So update the CSS. So we've got this light mode and dark mode, and dark mode's there. Light mode isn't there. Root. Dark mode and light mode. Nice. Now let's explain the changes. We've kept the default theme as light theme in root. Modified the media prefers color scheme dark to only apply when light mode nor dark mode are present. Means they will only take effect if the user hasn't made a manual selection. We've added a new light mode class that explicitly sets the light theme variables. Dark mode class remains the same. I think to work with our JavaScript, we need to modify dark mode JS slightly. Ever so slightly. So we have our local storage key, and we're going to remove those light and dark mode. and then add the one back based on is dark. And we're going to toggle the check box so it keeps the same state. We're going to announce that to our screen readers. And then to get the initial theme, we're going to try to get that preference out. And I see. And it's just going to return whether it's true. It's a bit ambiguously named, but I could say because it returns a Boolean, so it should be asking a question, a yes or no question. Prefers dark mode, something like that. Interesting. Get the initial theme, and we set the theme to the initial theme. And basically, if the system changes its preference for some reason, like the time shifts and it goes into dark mode for sleep mode, it's going to retain the light or dark mode toggle. This is pretty interesting. And since we already set the theme at the beginning, we get the initial theme there. We don't need to call it here in the global state. We did it here basically, so we just moved that up here. All right, let's make sure it's working. Very cool. Okay. It seems that instead of relying on the initial theme of being true or false, we should be explicit, like dark or light. The setting should be dark or light. Hey, you too. Thanks for stopping by. The chat. Coffee. Okay, yeah, I just saw your message, Coffee. Sorry, I missed that. I'm glad that you're working with Wagtail. It's great CMS, and I hope you, if you have any questions, feel free to add a comment on the video, and I can help you out. I'm really excited about Wagtail and glad to help people use it. Yeah, I need to put the multi-stream on there so I can keep track of both Twitch and YouTube. Nice. Yeah, this is a bit more explicit now. If the theme is dark, the theme is light. Nice, and then we can use these interpolation strings. Cool. Man, that's some pretty nice code that this Claude can write. To complete this refactoring, we should also update the HTML file to reflect the new theme classes in your index HTML. Update the following HTML tag. Light mode. By default, it's light mode. Okay, okay. All right, and I can set the default to dark mode if I prefer. And it's already there. It's dark mode. Let's just go with that. I think defaulting to dark is a good design pattern. Okay, all right. Oh, now you're heading out too. Here we go. Yep, you have a great day also. Yeah, I hope to see you around again. Maybe I'll be on about the same time. And keep up your the great work with your art, and hopefully you can do some art for personal expression as well as you know, making a living. It's really great. See ya. I see. So to disable the sliders and inputs and add to div. Interesting. So that's good user experience. covers it all. This turned into a pretty robust pull request, more than I was expecting for this dark light mode toggle. And thanks to the feedback of this PR review bot that's looking at more than just the lines of code we're changing here. So yeah, I think I'll call it a night. We'll go ahead and merge this, and that way it'll be live, and you can try it out. We did these, just it's not updating the check marks like these two. Maybe the changes were more complex, so it doesn't quite notice them. Nonetheless, we'll merge the pull request. We did the feature. Let's see, close is number 2. So there we go. I'll assign myself to number 2 just for good measure. Merging the pull request. And the changes should be live right away because it's just HTML, it's JavaScript, CSS, so it's serving it right from the main. Maybe it'll take us a little bit for the files to be copied over to the GitHub pages server. Let's see what's pending here. Pages build and deployment build. Okay. It doesn't have to build much, it just has to copy them over there. Very interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting to think also about how to test this application. One is like, what's the testing framework you should use for JavaScript? I guess it's Jest. But then what kind of tests do you write for this level of code where it's interacting with DOM elements? Is it more of like an end-to-end test? You would use like Selenium or something like that, test runner. All right, well, this has been another live code hangout. The app is on open source on GitHub. I just realized my URL's been wrong this whole time. Sorry about that. Here's the current repository here. github.com/alchemical-cycles/binaural beats. The idea here is to explore audio and visual ideas and to see if we can find some ways that we can use the power of multimedia and music and audio to help transform ourselves, improve our health, our mental health, our well-being, our state of mind. This is a small experiment to lay the groundwork for how I can publish these applications and things like that. And it should be now, if I refresh, clearing the cache, there we are. We've got the dark mode toggle. Dark light mode. So yeah, give it a try. Let me know what you think about binaural beats. How do they affect you? How do they make you feel? Do you notice any difference? Is it pseudoscience? Do they help you sleep? Do they help you relax? I don't know. They're kind of soothing. Those lower frequency ones. Can feel my brain waves and training to the frequencies. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Have a great day.